DDR4 came out in 2014 and it became the current standard for modern computers. It typically runs at speeds from around 2,400 MHz to 3,600 MHz and supports much larger sizes from 8 to 16 GB per stick. This made DDR4 great for video editing, programming, streaming, playing AAA games, and much more. And since DDR4 was that capable, it stayed around the longest based on its release time. It has become so common that people just keep using them. Also, unlike the previous DDR generations that had some sort of problem in their time, DDR4 can actually coexist well with the operating system and various programs of its era. And talking about programs, today there are RAM standards that we all must know to run those programs. 8 GB of RAM is the minimum for doing everyday tasks like browsing the web and office work. But these days, 8 GB of RAM is not recommended to have, especially since there are some programs like Google Chrome that consume a lot of RAM. So in practice, you can only open maybe like 2 or 3 software at max. That's why 16 GB of RAM is the ideal amount for multitasking. But not just that, 16 GB is also important if you're playing AAA games or doing video editing. And it's usually always written in the system requirement because these kinds of programs are indeed that heavy. As for 32 GB, it's suitable for heavier work like programming or engineering. It's also great if you like playing AAA games while also streaming and chatting at the same time. But just in case you're wondering, does having more RAM always mean better performance? The answer is yes, but only up to a limit. For example, let's say we play a heavy game that requires us to have at least 12 GB of RAM. If we play with just 8 GB of RAM, it's technically possible, but the FPS we get will be lower. And if we play with 12 GB of RAM, it's gonna feel smooth since we've met the system requirement. But if we play with 16 GB of RAM, it almost doesn't increase the FPS anymore because the system already has enough memory to work with.